group. Today we will go through how to use Amazon Business, how to register. You will have received an email yesterday, so what to do with that email. If you have any questions as we go through, you can put those in the chat. If we do have time, we can also open it up at the end for open questions. Okay, let's get started. So today we'll start with your organization's goals. Then, as mentioned, we'll go through how to join the Amazon Business account, shopping on Amazon Business, Amazon Smile, which will allow you to support MTCS as you shop, and also preferred sellers. I'll go through how to navigate your Amazon Business account and configurations specific to your group. Then we'll talk through how to check out, what's required in business order information, approvals, which all of your orders will go through approval before they'll be placed, and then tools like Amazon Business Analytics, your orders, and how to contact business customer support. I'm not sure, Wendy, if Scott has joined. Scott, if you're on the line, I'd love for you to come off mute and speak to this slide. Let's see.
I haven't seen him.
Okay.
Yet.
No worries. So I'll cover this slide on his behalf, but I'm sure he can give you all more context later. Okay. So the great news about moving to Amazon Business is that this will provide easier payment processing. So instead of submitting receipts and processing those with reconciliation, now all orders will be paid by invoice. And that's why orders will be routed to your principal for approval. Amazon Business is available for school purchases only, so no personal purchases should be made on the centralized account. Again, because those will go to your principal and then they will be paid by invoice, so no personal purchases will be allowed. And after you go through this registration process, you'll no longer have Amazon accounts, either personal or work-related, tied to your work email outside of this central Amazon Business account. So in terms of joining the Amazon Business account, yesterday when Scott added you to the account, an invitation was automatically emailed from Amazon Business. This invitation is tied to your business email address, and you can't change the email address used to invite you to the account. We do ask that you go ahead and take action on this invitation. I'm on the account as a support, so it can help you if you have any registration issues in the next couple of weeks. And do note that these invitations are valid for 90 days. So if it's longer than 90 days before you take action, the invitation will expire and need to be resent. So depending on how you've used your MTCS email on Amazon in the past, you'll go through different registration processes. The first, for the majority of you, is that you're new to Amazon, which means you've never used your @mailmtcs.org email on Amazon.com or Amazon Business. In this case, an account was automatically created for you. And all you have to do is click the link in the email and set up your password. You'll get a one-time password, and then you'll set up your password, and then you can access the account and begin shopping. You can always also reset your password by choosing the forgot password link, and that will allow you to reset your password now or at any time in the future. If you had an existing Amazon.com account with your work email, you'll come to this screen instead when you click that invitation. This will allow you to either merge your existing order history into the centralized account, or you can split off that existing order history to a new personal email address. So if you've only made school purchases on this account you have tied to your MTCS email, I recommend clicking yes, join this account. That will pull all of your existing order history to the centralized account where you can view it, and also your administrator will have access to that order history. However, if you've ever made any personal purchases on that account, I recommend you select the second option, which will allow you to separate your existing order history off to a personal email address and then join the MTCS account with a blank slate. So if you choose the second option, no, I want to create a new Amazon business account, you'll be prompted with the second screen here that asks you to provide a new unique to Amazon email address. This will allow you to split off that order history so your account admin does not have access to view it. Some folks do receive this option and they don't remember ever creating an MTCS account in the past. If that happens at some point in the last decade, you created an account on Amazon. So please, go through one of these options. And it does sound like somebody's on a phone call and not on mute. So just make sure that your speaker's on mute, please. Okay, let's see. Any questions so far? Nothing so far. Okay, and then the third scenario is if you have an existing Amazon business account. There were a couple of people on the account that had an existing Amazon business account. If this is the case for you, you'll see a different message here. You'll be asked to join the account. That will pull all of your existing Amazon business order history over to the centralized account, and you'll be able to use your same email and password going forward. So if you have any questions about registration, please put those in the chat and I'll address them as we go. Okay, so now that we've talked about getting into the account, let's talk about the fun part, which is shopping on Amazon Business. You really do have the power of the Amazon marketplace. So both choice, which is breadth and depth of selection with access to over hundreds of millions of products and services. Also competition. You can look to see what other sellers on Amazon are offering for the same products. And that includes the offers and items you'd find on Amazon.com. And then third is transparency, visibility into both the buy side and the sell side with product reviews and seller reviews, ratings, and pricing. In addition to that, with Amazon Business, you have access to business-only items and offers. So those are additional products only available via Amazon Business. You also have access to Amazon Business Analytics. This is where you can view data about your orders and your spending, and your admins will also use this to see spending on the entire account. However, do note that Amazon Business did not include the consumer-like benefits you would find with personal Amazon Prime. So you won't have access to Amazon Fresh, Pantry, video, or music via Amazon Business. You also have access to a variety of discounts that you can take advantage of. The first is business pricing, and business pricing is available to you, no action needed. You're able to see what the business price is for specific items, and you'll be able also to see the was price of what it would be on Amazon.com. You also have access to quantity discounts, and these are volume tiered discounts. So you can find those by either changing the quantity or seeing what the quantity discount cost is. And this is basically if you're buying more of one item, buying in bulk, you might receive a discount depending on the product to get more of those items at a cheaper price. And then finally, you also can receive a discount via Subscribe and Save, which is our recurring delivery program. This is where you'd want to reorder or have those essential items you need on a regular basis scheduled for delivery. And for new subscriptions, you can get up to a 5% discount on certain products. Okay, so let's talk about search and browse, because if you've ever been on Amazon, you know it's the everything store. With so many products and such a large selection, I want to give you some tips on how to find the best items and with the most savings value. So first, when you do log into Amazon Business, you'll go to a business optimized page. Here you can see featured departments and associated products, and also things based on your previous browsing history. You can, on this page and on any other page, use the sort feature to sort by average customer review or price, say low to high. And you also have access to filters. So two of the filters I really recommend are those coming from business sellers and Business Prime, of course. So whenever you go into your searching for a specific item, First, I recommend you search all departments and try using generic descriptors instead of brand names. So this will help you to maximize savings and find maybe alternate products that you wouldn't have found otherwise. After you do that search, I recommend refining your results with filters. So again, such as using Prime, which will provide free 2-day shipping on eligible items, or Business Seller. You can then sort results by options listed on the top left. So for instance, if you're wanting to maximize savings from price low to high. And in many cases, once you've selected that product, you can also select quantity discounts to review the discounts for that option, that product. And if you want to see what other sellers are offering for the same product, you can choose this used and new. And this is where you can see what other sellers are offering for the same product. Okay. Also, you have access to Amazon Smile. So Amazon Smile is a website operated by Amazon with the same products, pricing, and shopping features. The only difference is that when you shop on Amazon Smile, the Amazon Smile Foundation will donate 0.5% of the purchase price to the charity of your choice. And the great news here is that you can choose MTCS as your charity of choice. So every time you go to shop on Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com and make your purchase there. So if you're going to save a bookmark, we highly recommend you save smile.amazon.com. And anytime you go to shop on Amazon, use that bookmark so that you can support MTCS with your purchases. So let's talk about how to set that up. First, you'll navigate to smile.amazon.com. You'll do this, of course, after you've gone through that registration process and your account is active. So then you'll navigate to smile.amazon.com. You can search for Minnesota transitions, select MTCS, and then always navigate to smile.amazon.com when making a school purchase. Okay. On your account, we've also highlighted small, diverse, and local sellers. And so in the effort to support diverse and small businesses, you will see these products sold by these sellers show up as preferred. So in this case, an individual is searching for pens. They see the organization preferred. And we'll also have a note here to say that, you are proud to support small and diverse businesses. So this is based on seller credentials, as well as those businesses based in Minnesota. Within your account, you have the ability to create reorder and shopping lists. So lists make it easier to keep track of things that you need, and they're easy to share with others. Any user on the account can create a list. There are two different kinds of lists. One is a reorder list, which are for things that you're going to buy continuously. And the other is a shopping list for items that you need to buy one time, and then they'll be removed from the list. So to find this, you'll go to the top right hand of your screen. Right near the cart button, you'll see an option for lists. And from there, you can create a list. You'll choose the type of list and begin building that. Then when you're searching for any item, it will be on the right side of the screen under Add to Cart. You'll see if you can also add it to a list. Once you've created that list, you can create a shared link and share that link with other colleagues on the business account or even with those outside of your group. Okay. And I don't see any questions in the chat, but please, if anything comes up, pop any questions in the chat. So now let's talk through navigating your Amazon business account. When you're in the account, if you hover over your name in the top right-hand corner, you'll see this drop down of options. The Your Account page is where your standard account information is, like your first and last name, your email. You can reset your password here. Approve orders will only show up for the principals and those that will be approving workflows. Your orders is an important page, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a few slides. This is where you can track the status of your orders, so whether or not it's been approved or whether or not it's been shipped. Manage suppliers allows you to save a list of suppliers for easier access to purchase from them or to contact them in the future. Business analytics, I've mentioned this tool once and I'll cover it a little bit more later on. This is where you can create and filter custom reports based on your needs. So if you want to see how you've been spending in your classroom or as a whole, your administrators can look at MTCS and see spend over time. And then if you do set up products for recurring delivery, you'll find those under the recurring deliveries page. Liz is asking if there's a way to specifically search for Amazon warehouse deals. Let's come back to that in a moment. And then what is our recourse if an order never arrives? We'll get to that as well in just a few pages. Thank you for that. So if an order never arrives, I'll show you where to check on that in the Your Orders page. But customer service is your best bet. And so I'll walk through how to use customer service. And then a good question, oh, and this is perfect timing for a question about how do I differentiate between my personal account and my business account? Let me flip one slide back because this is the perfect image to show. When you're logged into your school account, in this top left-hand corner, you'll actually see business or business prime. So that's always a great way to check is first to check if you're in the business or not. If you're on your personal account, instead that will either say Amazon or Amazon Prime. So just to check to make sure that that says business when you're trying to make a business purchase. Yes, Angie, you can choose MTCS as a charity in your personal account. To do that, still the same way is go to smile.amazon.com and make sure you're signed into your personal account there, and then you can begin shopping via Smile on your personal account. And wow, we're getting lots of questions in. Thanks, y'all. So a couple of these let's table and we'll come back to you. Okay, so in terms of account configuration, there are some individuals who may be purchasing on behalf of multiple schools. If that's the case for you, the first screen you'll see at checkout is to ask you which group you want to purchase within. As you can see, our groups are set up as schools. So you just want to make sure that you choose the school for which you're making the purchase for. And as those items will be shipped to the address associated with that group. Next, you'll be asked to select business order information. First off, we ask that you select an expenditure code. These will provide a drop-down list. Most orders are going to fall under the general fund. However, if you're purchasing for SPED, title programs, or Indian aid, make sure you select that under this expenditure code. For PO number, the only time you'll need to input this is if you're purchasing under a SPED PO. So if you are purchasing under a SPED PO, please put that in that box there. This business order information will appear in reporting and will also be reviewed by your approver, so by your principal when the order is submitted. When you go to checkout, you are configured for pay by invoice. So no options there. You'll just continue on through the payment page. And the shipping address is configured to the school you're purchasing under. So these options can both only be updated by an account administrator. I know that there is one school not quite open yet, so we've changed that default address and we'll change it back once that school is ready for shipments. But as you are checking out, you can configure the deliver to information, and that will be applied to your order and show up on the shipping label, as well as choosing the default address for the group that you're purchasing within. If you ever need to ship an item to another address, that'd be the time to contact Scott and ask him to add another default address within your group so that you can make a purchase and ship it somewhere else. Oops, wrong way. We also have tax exemptions enabled on your account. So all products purchased from Amazon, or about 95% of our third-party sellers, participate in Amazon tax exemption program, and this will automatically reflect at the checkout process. So as you go to review your order on the checkout page, you'll see that the tax exemption is applied. Items from sellers who do not participate in this program have been blocked, so you should never have a purchase that does not have a tax exemption applied. And then you'll finally end up on this review order details page. You'll be able to see the address that you're shipping to. You'll be able to see the estimated delivery, which of course will depend on how quickly your principal approves it. And you'll also be able to choose a delivery option. You do have Business Prime, which allows for free 2-day shipping for any Prime eligible items. So make sure that you're always taking advantage of that. And again, you will not see the tax. The tax should not be collected, as it should be a tax exemption applied. Then when you place this order, or press this button, your order will be submitted for approval. In terms of the approval workflow, so all orders on the account are subject to approval by your principal before they're fulfilled. And there's no action from you. You'll simply just click the button that says submit order for approval instead of checking out. Your order will not be processed until it is approved by your principal. So keep that in mind for shipping timelines. You'll be notified via email when you submit your order, and then again when your order has been approved and processed. And just like any other order on Amazon, you'll also receive relevant shipping updates. Note that your principal has 7 days to approve the order. So if the order is not approved within 7 days, it will be automatically canceled. The items in your order will not be deleted, but you will need to submit the order again for approval. Okay, let's talk about Amazon Business Analytics. So this is where you can aggregate. Oh, I think someone may not be on mute. You can aggregate your purchases over time to compare and track spend. You can monitor and track up to 60 data fields. So in this image here, you see the 6 reports that we have available for you. The most detailed is the orders report, where you can get detailed payment, product, and seller information. So whenever you go into Amazon Business Analytics, you as an individual will be able to see the data for your own orders, and your administrators will be able to see all orders on the account. Within those reports, you can also customize and save the templates. So for instance, in the orders report, you may not need 60 data fields, maybe you just need 5. You can click adjust columns and remove the other 55. You can also adjust the time period or filter to a specific order or invoice. And you can also add a title and save this to your templates, so you don't have to recustomize the report in the future. To the right, it's cut off in this page, but you can also see a button to download this data via CSV if you'd like to pull it into Excel. The Your Orders page. This is the place to go to see the status of your orders, as well as additional detail. So in this image, you can see if well, it doesn't show in this image, but it will allow you to see if your order has been approved or if it's pending approval by your principal. It will show you the details of what was ordered. You can also track the package, so you can see when it should be delivered. You can return or replace items from here. So if you have any issues with the product or the delivery, or say something is damaged, this is the best place to start. And then from here, you can contact customer service. So if an issue does come up, customer service is your best bet, and they will help you to resolve the issue, replace the items, or whatever will resolve the issue. Note though that your team, Scott and Robert, can't do this on your behalf. So if you do need to make a return or contact customer support, please do that yourself, and we can always help escalate issues that are not resolved. So if you do need to return or replace an item, again, you can do that from the Your Orders page. To contact customer service, you simply click the Help button and then Contact Us. And you can contact them via chat, email, or phone. Best practice is to log into your Amazon business account before doing this, which will be easier to show who you are, and they'll be better able to access your account. So speaking of business customer support, we do have a dedicated US-based team. They can be reached via email, chat, and phone. Simply click the Help button and then Contact Us. Chat is the quickest way that I've used to resolve issues and heard from customers as well. So you can always use the chat. But in this deck, which you will have access to, you can also click here and that will bring you to the Contact Us page. If you have an existing individual Prime membership associated with your Amazon.com or Amazon business account before you merged in, you can also cancel that membership and receive a prorated refund. So to do that, after you go through the registration process, you'll go to that Your Account page, manage my Prime membership, and then end membership. Your team can also request tax exemption refunds. This should not be applicable as we have blocked those sellers who do not participate in the tax exemption program. But keep this information in here just as an FYI. And of course, you heard from Matt Nixon at the top of the call. He will be your ongoing point of support. So if anything comes up of questions on the account, or if something happens with customer service that you need to escalate the issue as they haven't resolved it quick enough, contact customer support first, but then Matthew can help escalate that ticket. Okay, so I think we have a lot of questions. Oh, and before we get there though, I will say Scott is working on posting these resources on the staff page. So yesterday with your email from Scott, you should have received an FAQ document, a user registration guide. Both those documents and this video, hopefully, and the training deck will be posted on the staff page for your future reference. Okay, let's jump into the questions. I'm just going to scroll up to see where to begin. Okay, the first question I think was, do all orders go through third-party vendors? If you purchase a product that is Prime, that will be fulfilled by Amazon. Some of those products still come from a third-party seller, but there are also a lot of products, I don't want to give a number, but there are also a lot of products that come directly from Amazon. On the product detail page, you can see both who it's sold by and who it's shipped from. So you can see that. But if you use the Prime filter, most of those, will either be coming from Amazon or they will be fulfilled by Amazon. In terms of searching for Amazon Warehouse, I personally don't have an answer for this. Matthew, do you have details on how to search on Amazon Warehouse?
Chris, I do not, but I can certainly find that out for the group, and then we can follow up on that.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll follow up on that, Liz. Thanks for that question. So if the order never arrives, that would be the perfect time to contact customer service. If, say, for instance, the order was shipped and you didn't receive the product, it could be that you'll need to reorder, or it could be that customer service generates a credit memo. But either way, please alert customer service to know that you didn't receive the product, and they'll help you resolve that issue. We've already spoken about how to differentiate a personal Amazon account from a business Amazon account. And the best way, again, to do that is to look at the top left-hand corner. There's a question about grocery items for laboratory use. I don't know if anybody on the MTS side would like to answer that. Is there a way to order grocery items for laboratory use? From an Amazon perspective, I'm sorry, is that someone else?
That would just be something outside of Amazon.
Yep. Of course, if you still have access to a personal Amazon account, you can still use that, but you'd need to work with your principal or your team to make sure that that purchase is approved and go through your normal reconciliation process. In terms of the app, there is now, I'm not sure if Leah was mentioning the business app or the personal app, but there is an Amazon business app available as well. And should we fill out the purchase request form in tandem with submitting the items on the Amazon business account? Can someone on the MTCS side mention that, or I guess address that question?
That's going to be probably a building by building decision at MTS secondary. If you want to make sure that it's going to get approved before you put it in Amazon, then do the purchase request form.
But otherwise, your order will go to your principal for approval. Okay. So I think I covered the material much more quickly than we planned. I just realized we started at 10:30, not at 10. So we wrapped in 30 minutes. Any other questions or comments from anyone on the line? Okay, so we will follow up with a question for you on Amazon Warehouse. And thanks everybody for your time. Wendy, if you'll just stop recording the session, so we'll have this Amazon business session you can save probably to your desktop.